Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Hey, good morning. We get to hang out with the trees today. And as I was getting ready to say good morning, I realized that mourning and then grieving, mourning is very similar. So anyways, I definitely have grief on the mind today, you guys. Spent 5 hours at the funeral home last night with my mother-in-law. And I am really just so thankful that Rose is our herb of the week. I'll just get right to it. I am so utterly thankful that for whatever reason, Rose was scheduled this week, because the herbs are all scheduled for the next 42 weeks after this. We are scheduled, honey. We are scheduled with the herbs. And it just happened that Rose was our herb of the week. And I utilized pretty much every single one of the affirmations yesterday and this week. So in a nutshell, it all went really good as it could go yesterday. But talk about exhausting. I came home last night and I was exhausted with a capital F. That's how exhausted I was. It just, talking, socializing. Of course, it's odd to be in a room with your mother-in-law in a casket. It just doesn't feel real. There's that element. Anyways, so definitely made the best of it, but it was so tiring. And then we got to go back today for this service. So anyways, I'm thankful too to be able to have a day again with the trees, the tree guides. Last week was incredible. I don't even know if I'm up for all that, but it really worked out so good. I think we'll actually, since I only have 3 oracle decks with trees, we'll it had such a nice flow last week. That might just be how we do. That just might be how we do. Sadie, please. We'll start off with the soul trees, asking the trees, what do the trees want to talk about today? So the soul trees are great cards for giving us a topic because they have words on them, very specific words. We'll see what the trees want to talk about today. Then we have a deck called The Wisdom of Trees Oracle by Jane Struthers, and that's good. That can just expand a little bit more on what the trees want to talk about. And then that freaking Celtic tree oracle, it's crazy. We'll save that one for last. It's crazy because it's so deep and spiritual. Wow. So anyways, I am loving. That was the first affirmation that guided me last night. So I'm going to, if you followed me all week, you heard how I raged. Okay, we're not going to make a big deal about it. But Sadie freaked the F out this week, and with good reason, and it was necessary. Now that I'm a day away from the rage, right, we can hover above it in the land of higher perspective and get the aerial view and see what really was going on. So anytime you burst out with emotions and stuff, a day later, ask yourself, okay, what was really going on there, right? What was actually really going on? And I really just had 13 years of crazy resentment that needed to be released. So that's what really was going on there. So last night, yesterday, all day, all night, I had to allow the energy of love to infuse my every part, right? My every beingness. because that's the only way you should go to someone's funeral viewing service, whatever you want to call it. Like you should not be bringing any negativity there. I don't feel like that. So anyways, yesterday I reminded myself that I am open to love, and I practice forgiveness. I absolutely do practice forgiveness. And last year when I did the Course in Miracles for the whole year, I did 365 days of it. There was many times that I was like, all right, so I'm talking about forgiveness. Like, I think it's a good idea. I don't know if I can actually do it. I don't know if I actually practice it, Now I can actually say that I practice forgiveness, because that is exactly what I did this week. I practice forgiveness, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself for practicing forgiveness. So that happened yesterday too, and just encountering love in all of my relationships, from acquaintances to people that I was mad at forever, right? Like my sister-in-law, I had to see her yesterday. I haven't seen her for years because she's a fill in the blank. And you know what? She didn't seem so bad yesterday. She really didn't. And I thought to myself, why in her did I ever just fall out like that? And I know why. I know what she did, but it was everyone looked good to me yesterday. Everyone was shown in a loving light, and I was seeing my vision was looking through the eyes of love at everybody. And it was just so funny because I looked at her and she was talking and telling a story. And I thought to myself, she doesn't seem so bad. That's pretty good for me and her. So it's I am practicing forgiveness, and I am open to love. So anyways, that's just kind of wrapping up a little bit this week. Because you know what? Tomorrow's Friday, and whenever we finally do hang out tomorrow, and we're going to do a live stream tomorrow on Instagram, I want to have fun. I want to be done with this shit. We're going to let loose tomorrow. Heck yeah. We're going to let loose. We're going to allow love to lead the way today and every day, and especially tomorrow. All right, so what do the trees want to talk about today? I'm going to get out the Soul Trees Oracle deck. I'm going to put my Archangel sigils right here that live in this box. The funniest thing about yesterday is I found myself in 2 different conversations with different people, but they both led to the topic of drinking celery juice. So celery juice is big with me this week. I'm talking to anyone I can about it, but especially to people who might actually need to hear the benefits of drinking celery juice. So I'm going to shuffle these trees. And one of the ladies that I talked to was the doorman. That's, of course, not the appropriate term, but she was working the door at the funeral home. And she was so adorable. She was older than me, but she was so vibrant. She was so inspiring to talk to. Really into health, and just her skin was glorious. And we were talking about juicing and exercise and yoga. So, even if you're at a funeral home, there are conversations to be had. Look for them. I had to do something. So my kids actually came looking for me. They're like, where have you been? I was standing here at the door. 5 hours, you guys. 5 hours they were there. So that was pretty intense. All right. My kids did great, though. They did really good. I'm proud of them. They did good. All right, so trees. I got you shuffled, babies. I got you shuffled. What would you like to talk about today? I say let's just open it to whatever. I know what I want to talk about. I want to talk about celery juice and chakras. But hey, I'm open to whatever. I'm open to whatever. They're shuffle us again. You goofball. That's what the trees say to me. All right, there we go. You are clear. You are clear. All right, so let's get a couple cards from the trees. We're talking about love this week a lot because our herb of the week is rose. What do the trees want to talk about today? What do the trees... Whoa, that was awesome. I'm so glad I had my eyes open to see that. Because sometimes I shuffle, most of the times I shuffle with my eyes closed. I'm like, look at me, not like, it's like driving a bicycle without any hands on the handlebars, like shuffling with your eyes closed. All right, well, this, for a second, I was watching the deck, and the deck is completely gone to shit, like, for the most part. Like, it looks like I'm going to spill the whole thing. I have a tree that flipped out and now is hanging on the corner. And it is the truth tree. It's looking right at me. It's truth. The trees want to talk about truth today. Oh my gosh. But it was amazing how it flipped out and then caught itself. And I didn't even spill the whole deck. It was like a mess that was about to happen that got frozen in midair. That's what it looked like. So anyways, there's a lot of cards that would love to come out of this deck. But I'm just going to pop them all down because one specifically came out. It's truth. Dang, trees, but that's a big topic. Like, you want to talk about like the ultimate truth of life. You want to talk about like our personal truths. You want to say like always tell the truth, always be honest. I mean, that's like breaking it down to the most basic level. Always be honest. Ooh, even if it ain't pretty, just always be honest. Tell the truth. Live your truth. What is the truth? Ooh, it's the truth, I say. Let's see what else. Let's get a couple more cards from this deck. All right, one came out right away. It's a reversed renewal. Okay, reversed renewal. That doesn't make any sense. Is there anything else you want to talk about today? Maybe we need to renew ourselves now. Okay, very good. I'm going to go with what's on the top. Guidance and confidence is on the bottom, reversed. Okay. Wow. Okie dokie. So here is what I guess we're talking about today. We're talking about the truth, which could have been enough, but I decided to pull another card, and it was reversed renewal. And then we have two more reverse cards, which is confidence and guidance. Confidence and guidance. Ooh, that is really interesting. Because what it makes me think about is, okay, so there is a truth that lives inside of us, but a lot of us aren't listening to it, right? So that renewal tree always makes me think of like quieting down, meditating, going within, renewing your spirit. And it's like, it's reverse. So it's like, we're not doing that enough. We're not going within enough. And what is happening is we're not connecting with that truth. And what two things then are also going to be missing from our life if we're not being guided by our truth? Well, we're shorting ourselves on confidence, and we're shorting ourselves of inner guidance. So it's like, there's this truth to behold. There's this truth to be had. There is this truth within to be experienced. And because we're not going within enough, we're not accessing it enough, and we're missing out on this incredible confidence that we can live our lives, not in an arrogant, nose in the air type of way, but just like a solid base, a solid confidence that you know your truth and you have your own guidance. Ooh. And then so like looking at it like from a little bit more positive way, the way these trees are, truth is up there leading the way, right? It's leading the way. And it's, just bringing all these beautiful elements with it. Renewal, confidence, guidance. It's like, look what we can plant. Look what we can ground down into our energy. Yes, that's what it looks like to me now. The truth tree is our tree. It's our outreach. We're putting out the lighted branches. We're putting out the good energy. And now these reverse trees have now become the roots that go around the truth tree. And as we live our truth, as we speak our truth, as we embody the truth of who we are anchored down into our existence in a beautiful way. We have energy. We're able to be renewed by spirit, right? By the ultimate capital T truth. We have the confidence to just be who we are because we are in alignment with our higher selves and our higher will. And everything we do then, we have this guidance because we keep going within again and again and again. Ooh, and it feels good. I like it. It feels good. It's like just keep on following your path. Keep on being who you are. Don't let anyone dim your light. Nobody. Don't let anybody dim your light. And just allow yourself to get to know your truth in such a deep and intimate way that it sustains you. It guides you. And it keeps you strong. It keeps you confident. You don't question yourself. You just keep on, living your truth. Hashtag living your truth. All right, so we're talking about truth today. We'll put that deck over there. At first I was like, what the hell do you guys have anything to do with each other? I had to shut up and listen a little bit. All right, we got the throat soother tea. It's so sweet with the licorice. All right, so that was cool. All right, so let's just see what else we got going on. Hey, it's up to the trees. I was hoping they wanted to talk about celery juice. But, they want to talk about truth, which is really general, because all truths are valid. Like, your truth is probably different than my truth. And so on and so on. Everybody has their own perspective, their own advantage point, their own thing going on with spirit. Not everyone has the same truth, and that's okay. It really is. I mean, ultimately, I'm sure the big capital T truth is the same for everybody, but from our incarnations right now, we really do have to start to respect the fact that, like, there may be variations in other people's paths, but you're just actually supposed to focus on your own. You're really not supposed to worry about what anyone else is doing. All right, I'm gonna guzzle my tea. Let's take a minute break. Let's get some affirmations and wake our asses up, and we'll hang out with the wisdom of the trees. Hey, you beautiful lovelies. This affirmation minute is brought to you by the herb of the week, rose. And shout out to all my sponsors and patrons with your loving support. I appreciate you so much, and I dedicate these all to you. I am loving. I am open to love. I practice forgiveness. I encounter love in all my relationships. I give out love and it is returned to me multiplied. I allow love to lead the way. Yes, I am loving. I am open to love. I practice forgiveness. I encounter love in all my relationships. I give out love and it is returned to me multiplied. And I allow love to lead the way. And so it is. All right, so what do the trees want to talk about today? Truth. renewal, guidance, confidence. So I'm getting ready to shuffle this deck, the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle, and there's so many different types of trees in it. And I'm looking at the confidence card that we pulled, and it's like, you know what? I feel like the trees want us to look at them and learn from them. And it's like there are so many different types of trees. Like, let me just go through. There's a willow, there's an elder, there's a baobab, there's a Scots pine, there's a yew tree, there's an elm, there's an olive tree, acacia, sugar maple. Like, okay, there's so many different types of trees, and they're all like, they're not competing, they're not comparing, you know, they just are who they are. Just like the flowers also teach us that message, like, just be who you are and bloom, and just be yourself, right? So the sugar maple tree does not try to be like the Scots pine, and vice versa. Like, so it's like humans, just have the confidence to be who you are. Have the confidence to be who you are. Once you get solid in you, and you being you, you do have more energy. You have more enjoyment in your body. I feel like that's just a little bit of a message with that confidence card coming in. All right, so here is our two trees. We'll do top and bottom, and then I really am going to try just to pull one Celtic tree today, because they're like so intense and beautiful, incredible, but they got a lot to say. They got a lot to say. All right, so I'm gonna put these cards out like that, so we'll have room for one Celtic tree at the bottom. I'm making a spread right now, y'all. I'm making a spread. Let's see who we've got. So the trees want to talk about truth. Let's see who came in. The sugar maple and the eucalyptus tree reversed. All right, so we have the sugar maple upright. What a sweet tree, full of abundance, right? And B vitamins. And then we have the eucalyptus tree reversed, and there is, what kind of bird is that? Is that a kookaburra? Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, Mary, 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 laugh, kookaburra laugh, kookaburra save something for me. All right, good job, Sadie. We got the eucalyptus reversed. All right, so let's just see what they say. They both have the same color borders. They both have a green border, which means these are two trees that are recognized for their leaves, and they represent wisdom, specifically wisdom. So the sugar maple is the first one. It represents versatility. So it's going to have a message for us about being versatile. Ooh, that's interesting when you think about truth and, you know, following your own truth. Maybe, you know, you don't want to set a hard and rigid definition of what that means to you. You want to be a little more versatile in even what you identify as truth. Ooh, is that what that's saying? Is that what that's saying? And then eucalyptus has a message of balance. And it is reversed. It's inverse. It's upside down. So it has a little message of balance and a question for us. Are you being too cautious and careful about making the right decisions? Although it is wise to weigh up the pros and cons of each of your options, it is not helpful to become so anxious about them that you rid yourself of all spontaneity. So it's like, yeah, I think there is a message coming in right now from the trees that's saying, you're thinking too much, you're being too rigid, you're not being versatile enough, right? That's what sugar maple is saying too. Are you getting stuck in a rut in some area of your life? If so, do your best to become more versatile and flexible in your ideas and attitudes. Learn to embrace change wholeheartedly, even if you do not know what it will lead to. So the tree is saying, listen, this is why we want you to go within and get that confidence and have that guidance. Because when you're in your ego mind and you're trying to make a decision, you're going crazy. You're getting crazy stupid about it because you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to make the wrong decision. And then you're being overly cautious, or you're in your head and you don't want to be open to a new idea, a new possibility. You're getting too rigid, stuck in your old ways, right? So these two trees together, the sugar maple and eucalyptus, is saying, let's be versatile, right? Let's be versatile and let's release some of that anxiety that you've conjured for yourself, being like, whether it's stuck in indecision or stuck in an old pattern of doing things. You could really loosen up and allow a little more energy coming in, a little more possibility if you could find a better balance, if you could find a little more balance, right? So there's definitely a message for us to get grounded this week, right? Get our energetic roots, getting down into the earth, right? Finding that strength within, finding that confidence, allowing our inner light to shine the way on our own path of truth. So we want to only be listening to our own guidance. If people are chiming in from the outside, you really want to just tune them out a little bit. The trees are saying, tune them out. Just listen to you, not your ego though. You need to go deeper. You need to go into your heart space and you need to listen to your wisdom within. So eucalyptus is saying you need to try to strike the right balance between like overt enthusiasm and lack of interest, right? So you need to find a good balance in life. Throwing yourself headfirst into new projects seem exciting at the time, but could leave you with little room for maneuver later on. So that goes hand in hand with sugar maple being versatile. You want to be able to make commitments, but then be able to turn around if you need to, right? Go left instead of right if you feel called to. You don't want to box yourself in. You don't want to not leave yourself enough time for the renewal tree. Speaking up now. You don't want to get so busy that you don't have time to do what spiritually nourishes you. Are you getting stuck in a rut in some area of your life? That's what sugar maple was saying. Because she also says, do not let your desire for the good things in life develop so powerfully that it begins to dominate your actions, making you inconsiderate or greedy, or having an impact on your health. Strive to find some balance. So both cards have a message of balance. Both cards have a message of being versatile and keeping your options a little bit more flexible. So that is really interesting when we're talking about us on our path of truth, because it's like we get in our heads and we think this is the right way, this is what I have to do. And our tree guides today, the spirit of the trees, are saying you need to be able to sway with the wind. You need to be able to accustom and change and adapt to the conditions, right? The weather changes on the drop of a dime. Be ready for whatever. Be ready to change your mind if needed. Be open to changing your mind or your perspective. Your truth, as you have more experiences in life, will grow and expand. And your truth today will not be the same truth that you have in 2 years, just like it wasn't, just like you 5 years ago. Are you that person? No. Now you know so much more. Now you've had more experiences. Now you might see things completely different than you used to. So you have to take that understanding and put it towards your future and say, yeah, and then it'll probably happen again that I will look at life from a whole new lens, from a whole new perspective. And so I think that is what the trees are saying. Be versatile. Have your balance, strive for balance, and catch yourself anytime that you're getting off. So if you are like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I haven't been meditating. I haven't been contemplating. I could have a little bit more balance in those areas. Catch yourself and just adjust. Fine tune, tweak the radio dial where you need it in your life. Just a little bit. Like the radio station's coming in kind of clear, but if you just jiggle that dial a little bit, it can come in crystal clear. And that's like kind of what your guidance is saying too. It's like, yeah, you're pretty guided. You're using your intuition. You're listening pretty okay, good, but it could be more clear. You could tune in a little bit more. And if you did that, we promise you would be rewarded with confidence and just this new energy about you. So why don't you tune in more clearly? So the sugar maple deva's message is, although my leaves are green in spring, they have changed color dramatically by the time they drop in autumn. I can show you how to introduce similar versatility into your own life to make you stand out as a unique individual. So yeah, and what's really cool? The leaves on the sugar maple card, like they're the same kind of colors as the truth tree up at the top. And it's like, listen, honey bear, you need to be you. You need to shine your colors that are unique to yourself. And you need to have the confidence to do it. That's why the confidence tree is now mirroring. It's 100% reflecting and mirroring all its energy up into the truth tree, right? So it's like, have the confidence to be yourself. Oh, I like that so much. The eucalyptus deva says, I am an ancient tree, but I have survived by adapting to my environment. I can show you how to live wisely and honestly by establishing balance in your life and in your attitude to the people around you. Yeah. Wow. Thank you. It's like, yeah, everything's going to change. You're going to change. Everybody's going to change. You've got to keep changing and adapting and finding the balance. So I love that the eucalyptus tree is right under the renewal tree now, because that makes a lot of sense. It's like, I will keep showing you how to renew yourself. I will keep showing you how to adapt. It's like, you're not going to fear change anymore. You're not even going to resent it. You're not even going to try to wish that it don't happen. You're just going to go with it. You're going to go with the flow. You're going to find solutions to problems. You're going to find new ways of doing things that are effective and productive and efficient and enjoyable and as it pertains to your life. So I love these two trees coming together. Sugar maple and versatility, showing us how to be versatile, flexible, and find that balance and ability to adapt to any situation in our life. Don't you just love hanging out with the trees? I do, for sure. So anyways, let's grab the Celtic tree. If you like to get nerdy with it, the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle definitely has a little facts about each tree and like where they're from. And I mean, I love that deck. I love to just sit with that book too and read it. It's so good. They're all so good, you guys. I am really blessed with some amazing oracle decks. And I'm blessed with this Celtic tree oracle too. All right, so I had to laugh last week. Like, I'm like, we got like the silver fir pine, and there's this word in the front of it, and I'm like, what kind of tree is that? That's actually the Celtic name for the number or letter or something. So I'm not gonna like kill myself trying to pronounce some of these Celtic words. Now that I know, like, I can maybe skip them. But if you are interested in, like, all things Celtic, this deck could definitely be for you by Sherilyn Hidalgo, the Celtic Tree Oracle. So I am looking for just one Celtic tree today. What do the trees want to talk about? They've wanted to talk about truth. They've wanted to talk about balance, being versatile. They've wanted to talk about adaptability, finding your confidence, listening to your guidance, renewing yourself with that energy of who you truly are. Just, I feel like this is like a good pat on the back too. Like, it's like, oh, you had a rough week. Keep going, honey. Keep going with it. You're doing great. The trees are like, and see, you're getting by just fine because you know where to put your roots. You know where to go to listen to your guidance. Like, when you start living your life like this, things get easier. You get more confident. You get more secure in yourself. You know who you are, and you're able to just keep rolling with the seasons, so to speak. All right, so this is a nice little deck, and if we could please have one Celtic tree that wants to expand on this topic of truth. One Celtic tree. Okay, my thumb is pulling one out from the middle, and I will put it down, and I'll put the deck back, and I'll check my text messages and see who needs what. Oh my gosh. There's a lot going on in my family this week. Like, you know, we have the funeral this week, but then we also have an engagement on my other side of the family. So I have like one threaded message of like celebratory pictures of engagement diamonds and on the beach, and then I have like another message thread going on that's like all like funeral plans and do you know, like not vibe and high stuff. It's just really interesting how many different kinds of conversations I can have going on all at once. I have my friend that I like to message in the morning, and you know, we've got that going on, and then there's another thread somewhere where I'm probably talking about celery juice. Like, I got a lot going on. So these trees are definitely speaking to me in the sense that it's like, you got to just go with it, girl. Be flexible. Don't listen to your hamstrings. I know your hamstrings don't want you to think you're flexible, but in your life, you truly can be flexible, versatile, adaptable, and really just learn to flourish and grow wherever you are planted. So the Celtic tree that we've got going on is ash. That's cool. I love this. I love this. I love this. Why do I love this so much? Is it because she's like so symmetrical looking? It's like a twig of the ash. So it's got 2, 4, 6, 7. Maybe that's why, because it has 7 leaves. I love the number 7, you guys. It instantly just made me happy. The ash tree. Now, what's really cool about this, right off the bat for me too, is that the card number is number 5. And what does the number 5 represent normally in numerology and stuff? Number 5 to me represents change. Number 5 represents change. So it's like, yeah, things are changing, and guess what? You're going to be fine. Things are always going to be changing. It's what the universe does. It's one of the ultimate truths. Everything changes. It has to. That's how the universe stays alive. It's got to keep on changing. Just like the cells in your body have got to keep on turning over, right? Everything has to change. Everything is changing. Okay? So let's see what... I'm like, okay, are you okay with that? Okay. Okay. All right. So this ash tree is the one that's coming in. So now, in addition to the sugar maple and the eucalyptus tree, we have an ash tree. We have an ash tree coming in, and this tree, the key words for this tree is the microcosm and the macrocosm, reflections, mirrors, uniting inner and outer worlds, as above, so below. All right, so do you remember when I said that the confidence tree was reflecting, like mirroring the truth tree? Now that is really freaking cool to me that I said that. Because the ash tree wants to talk about as above, so below. It wants to talk about how your inner reality is going to reflect your outer reality. And that is why it was saying, listen, you need to go within for your guidance. You need to go within for your strength. And you need to go within yourself to renew yourself. And the magic is, sister, that when you start to go within yourself for everything, it starts to manifest outside yourself. You then become a creator of your reality. You don't depend on your reality to support you. You support yourself, and in turn, then you're able to see the reflection of all that powerful inner work and guidance and sustenance and strength. You're going to see that reflection manifest outside of you. But it's only when you start to go within and do all that you start to have amazing, like you become the tree that has amazing leaves. You have amazing abundance. You have amazing sugary sweet sap to offer people, like the maple tree does, right? You have incredible healing eucalyptus leaves to offer as your offerings, right? It's when you start to go inside that all of a sudden your outside world starts to reflect all that you have invested in yourself and all that you have harvested within yourself and all that you have gone looking for. So you go looking inside yourself, you're going to find everything you want inside of you. And then the outside of you, it don't matter what the hell's going on. You're going to be fine. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to go for the ride. You're going to adapt. Everything's going to be cool. All right, so open your eyes. Let's read. The ash tree indicates the 5th lunation of the year. This tree represents the world tree from which the Norse god Odin hung for 9 days and nights and was rewarded with the runes. Oh my gosh. I'm getting excited because right before I did this podcast, I was standing at my bookshelf and I was just fondling my runes. I know that sounds funny, but I grabbed the bag and just fondled them lovingly. I did. So I was already thinking about runes today, and that I was like, I need to spend some time with you. I miss you. But I just put them down on my tarot deck, and I thought, well, I'll see you soon. So maybe sooner than later. So surrender and compassion. Surrender and compassion are this tree's message, as it teaches us about receptivity and intuition. Ash invites us to dive deep into our own inner wisdom. It is here that we meet the mystery. This is the place of enchantment and magic. We have the influence of water and the magic of the water sprites and mermaids. We follow the cycles of the moon. We drift into dreams and visions and reverie. So yeah, big message today from the tree guides to go within. Go within for everything. I mean, we were focusing on guidance and confidence and renewal, but Ash is saying, and let's not forget about dreams and visions and magic and enchantment and mystery. Oh, you're just thinking about the things that you think that you need, and we're just here to say that there's even much more than that when you go inside. Like, you'll get more than you bargained for. Like, it'll be good. It'll be good. So we got Ash in our reading today. So expect to connect with your own inner tree. Oh, That is so sweet. Didn't that make you just throw back in sweetness? Expect to connect with your own inner tree. Your own inner tree. Expect to connect with your own inner tree, which represents your center and connects you with your inner world and the outer world. Here, you experience the meaning of the as above, so below. This is a place of great guidance. It links you to universal knowledge and can help you understand yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. To access this knowledge, pay attention to your dreams. Seek communication with your higher self and with divinity. Follow your intuition and the dictates of your higher heart and mind. So yeah, it's all about guidance. Ash is confirming our second card that we got today, guidance. Or was it our third card? I don't know. But it's high-fiving the guidance. It's saying yes. Now is the time to only listen to your own truth. Now is the time to be guided by your intuition, by your higher heart, connecting and communicating with your higher self, listening to your dreams. This is all about you, your feelings, your thoughts, your actions, you knowing yourself. And then we will truly get to understand what that saying of as above, so below means. We'll start to really understand it then. Not from a logical perspective, but a internal, inner knowing perspective. So let's see what else the ash tree has to say to us today. It says, the ash is less about doing and more about being and about noticing. So therefore, pay attention to what is showing up in your life. Your outer world reflects your inner world. If you see things that you are not happy with, begin to make changes. Changes within will reflect in the outer world. Changes without will reflect in the inner world. You are also encouraged to participate in ritual and ceremony, so consider seeking spiritual community. Ash says, if you are immersed in grief, reach out to your community for help so that you don't drown in your own sorrows. Know that this will pass too. On the other hand, if you are involved in a project, you may have to put in long hours in seclusion to complete your work. You might need to block out the world for some time. If so, you may feel lonely, but it is worth it to bring your work to fruition. Yeah, and just side note, once you start to connect with your inner guidance, you really actually never feel lonely. I can vouch for that. Like, I never feel alone. I never feel lonely because I have this whole world inside of me. Ash says, perhaps it is time to help someone else. And that was all yesterday, manifesting more affection. Did you reach out to anybody? Did you make that phone call yesterday? Just checking in, asking for a friend. Your friend, did you call them? I did. I reached out to tons of people yesterday. My day was filled with affection yesterday. I definitely manifested more affection. So, okay. So one more thing, it says, embrace your feminine side and your intuition, your deep sympathetic nature and your empathy and your ability to feel. Embrace all of these things. Embrace your ability to feel. Choose healing and spiritual experience over indulgence and escapism. Ooh, I'm gonna repeat that. Choose healing and spiritual experience over indulgence and escapism. So now is not the time to escape. Okay, now the time, it's just not. Okay, get it out of your system, yo, because it's time to follow that spiritual path, that path of truth. It's time to do your healing work, renew yourself, heal your self-esteem, heal your self-worth, heal your confidence, right? Heal your trust in your own inner truth. Heal that, because it's time to listen to your inner guidance. It's time to follow your dreams. It's time to finish your projects. It's time to do what you came here to do. Dang, I love hanging out with the trees. We're going to end with a message from the ash tree, the Nuin ash tree. That's its Celtic name, Nuin, Nuin. Or that's Nuin is the, what are they called? The Feda, maybe? They're the letters, I think. I don't know. There is a lot to this Celtic stuff, and I am not even gonna pretend like I know what the F I'm talking about. I just don't. But I think Nuin is, what I understand is like, that's just a name for number 5. All right, so let's get a message from the Nuin ash, and we'll just clock another one out of the ballpark. So thank you to all the trees for hanging out. I love this so much. So here is the message. I am the stately Nuin ash. I have come to tell you that it is safe to dive into your interior world. Here you can receive guidance, healing, and assurance. If you find that you are not moving forward, try to practice patience and keep your intentions clear. Sometimes you are asked to wait for the perfect alignment between the right moment and what you desire. Check in. Check in. When you create a strong and loving field, you draw to you what it is you desire, because like attracts like. Sometimes restraint is necessary as the universe lines up the building blocks for what you want to manifest. I am here to teach you patience and faith. Sometimes you are asked to mend fences or clean up your act before things can fall into place. Forgiving self and others is important. Try to find the time to help someone else. This is the best medicine for a broken heart. All right, you lovely soul. There we have it. Our tree guides have spoken, and spoken pretty damn clear. Like, it is time for us to go within. It is time for us to help others. It is time for us to forgive. It's time for us to be patient and have faith and just have the confidence that, you know what, you've done the work, you have planted the seeds, everything's going to manifest the way you want it. Why? Because you're working on yourself, you're working on your inner world, and that's going to reflect out into your outer world. So be versatile, be flexible, find that balance, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself and be confident to just live and walk and breathe and be your truth.